I still believe, without a question, that education is the foundation for economic development and a vibrant community. I just think there's no other way to look at it. And when we started Ken Forward, I guess what, 3-4 years ago now, that was our thought. And I think a lot of things have been done since then. We haven't made, I don't think, the progress that we would have liked or the school system would have liked. And I think Dr. Couch is doing a credible job. I think she's working hard. I think she's trying to solve the problems. And she's got a lot on her plate. I don't think there's any question. If I look back at what I thought 5-10 years ago, I thought being small could be a real asset because I think you could really get a handle on everything. And I think, 15-20 years ago, we were in the top 5 or 6 school districts in the state. And now we're in the bottom. Yeah. Not at the bottom, but not where we want to be. We want to move it up. Right. I think that might be viable. Do we have enough to offer the enhancements we need? And is there any kind of cooperative thing to be done with other districts? I don't know. I think that it could be more of a problem than I used to think it could be. It's interesting, if anything, I'm accused of being an optimist all the time because I think that there's always possibilities to get better. I think even when situations are good, you can work on things to get better. When they're not so good, I remain optimistic. I think we can get a lot better. I think the community has to work better. Parents have to become more involved. I mean, one of the things we worked on initially was attendance, and we worked with the school system. We worked with a couple of the judges that, Nunn and Bowman, to try to enhance a attendance kind of policy, and that's been put in place. So a lot of things have been changed. We haven't seen the momentum, huge momentum to make up in the test scores yet. But that's got to come. If we don't give up, it's going to come. I think it can come whether we're small or big. But how we get it all put together, the parents have to become more involved. Our biggest challenge, once again going back to just Kent County, is how do we get the kind of folks we need for the higher position job, maybe the engineers and people like that. Because you get into that dilemma just the way the hospital is in a dilemma. And when Mitchell Reese was into college and now Sheila has the same kind of problem. How do you get people to want to come here and live in our society if we don't have a great school system? Yeah. And like I say, Dr. Couch and the school board are working very hard to make that happen. Yeah. And I think it will happen. I think we have a path to make that happen. But until we do, it's difficult getting the kind of people you need that will relocate. What a lot of them will do will live, and this happens to the college too, I know, they'll live in Anne Arundel County or Talbot County or Queen Anne's County and commute here to work. I think it's got to start with trust. I think we all have to trust each other. I think that, it's hard sometimes when we started this Ken Forward thing, when we started working with the school system, I don't think there was a lot of trust between the business community and the schools. Yeah. I mean, it was not, we didn't distrust each other, but how do you start that communication that's clear enough that everybody understands that it's not a criticism when you bring up something that it should be worked on? Yeah. Right. I was just reading one of the Shore publications, and it had a picture of a new lady who's coming to the Shore Health, OBGYN, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if they even tried to get her to locate up here in Chestertown. She's going to be down in Easton. Uh-huh. And I don't think that they're doing that at this point. I think that's what Dr. Connor and Dr. Benjamin are trying to highlight, that, hey, we can make this a viable hospital, but we need the ownership of the hospital. I mean, what basically happened, I guess, is we turned over the keys to these guys 4 or 5 years, or 8 years ago, I guess now. Yeah. And I know medical, delivery systems have changed, but the needs of the county haven't changed that much. We still need that hospital and the services they provide. We're not there yet, and I think we can get there. But once again, I think it's a more vibrant economy we could develop and build those foundations and work together to say it's not just a Chestertown expense or a Kent County expense or even a Rock Hall expense. We have to look at how all those dollars are being allocated, whether it's to the school system or to infrastructure or to what it is. Yeah. And if we do that, then maybe we can attract more Dixon Valves to the county. That's what we need. We don't need just 1 or 2 large employers. We need other people that can supply decent number of jobs. And we're 350 to 400 jobs we're doing here. A $30 million payroll. That's a lot of stuff. And that's the first thing out of the paycheck. And that gets turned over a number of times in the community, whether it's in grocery stores or barbershops or whatever. And people forget that that's what drives a community. People being able to make a living in it. Yeah. We're getting the right stuff. We wish we could fill some higher level jobs. We could grow faster if we had the right
Give me an example. Is that like a
Well, so just take
computer
it.
programmer or?
Well, well, a lot of our computer folks are coming from Delaware. I mean, we need highly skilled programmers and program analysts and all that type of thing. So that's difficult to get the right people sometimes to fill those jobs because our pool isn't that big. People we have are great, terrific. Take an engineer. Say we need a mechanical engineer. We're going to spend a long time getting the right person fill that slot because they have a choice of working on the Western Shore, Northrop Grumman, or anywhere else. Because their spouse,
pay more, or is it?
It's not pay. The spouse can't get a job. If a spouse can't get a job,
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
it gets to be a problem because
right.
you might offer a real attractive pay package, and the guy's wife or the gal's husband has a good job. So what am I going to do?
Yeah, right.
So that has been a problem. Once that's the dynamics of getting the whole industry better, I don't know if that's going to go away.
Yeah.
But I think we can diminish it if we get a better school system and get more businesses who want to relocate here. Yeah. I'm in my 15th year. I was getting gas at a gas station on a Saturday, and this young man, filling up in a hunting outfit and a little beard, and he looked over at me and says, "Character counts." I said, "Yeah." He says, "I had you in Mrs. Coveney's class when I was in first grade." So that was like 13 or 14 years ago. I said, "You didn't have that beard when I was talking to you." It's a wonderful program. It is critical. We have the junior DJs we do in the radio station. The kid will read their essays and talk about what the 6 pillars of character. But the ethics and the value of all this stuff is the foundation. Education, you need it, but you need a community that has values, that has ethics, has understanding and respecting each other. That's really important. I am blessed every day I get to come to work with just absolutely terrific people. They care about their jobs, they care about the community, they treat each other with respect. It's why we've been around 100 years this year. In March will be our 100th anniversary. That's a long time for a business to be around. I mean, we talk about, right up here on this wall here is our mission, visions, and value statement, and it has the 6 pillars in there. And we talk about those things. We stop all work 4 times a year in all our plants and all our businesses, and we talk to our people. And we say, here's how we're doing, here's what we need work, we need your input here. We talk about all things from operations to wellness, physical wellness. So it's about people. It's all about people.
Is there anything that was on your mind, like, I wish the community would think about this?
I think the community should look at, what is their responsibility? Their responsibility isn't just to complain about things. The responsibility is to make a difference. And sometimes that difference is only volunteering to work at Kid Spot or to work at one of the theater programs or work at Character Counts or work at a mentoring program. They're looking for people now in this lunch buddies where they'll come in and have lunch with kids at the elementary or middle school. Just somebody talk for a half hour twice a week. And the people need the help. They need everybody out there to volunteer to do something a little different than they've done before. And if we all do that, we'll be a better community.